Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing today? Yeah? Guys at the back? I can't hear you guys. Come on. Show me some love. Okay. The title for today's presentation is The Secret to High NPS, What Leads to Happy Customers and What Drives Loyalty. Right? The idea of putting secret there was just to pique your interest. Everybody knows what NPS is. Do you or don't you? NPS? Okay. Full form, Net Promoter Score. How is it calculated? You're looking at promoters, you're looking at detractors, and NPS is equal to the percentage of promoters minus detractors. Now, what is the definition or what the question that's asked to anybody to define our NPS or arrive at the scoring is, how likely are you to recommend a particular company, a product, or your service to your colleague or your friend? Now, the guys or girls who answer 9 and 10 are your promoters, and the folks who are from 0 to 6 are your detractors. Ideally, in any business, you'd want to be somebody who has a lot more promoters. Now, your NPS tends to be high purely because if your promoters are high, your NPS tends to be high. Your detractors are high, you tend to have a negative NPS. The idea of any business is to have high NPS. Simple as that, right? Now, it indicates how healthy your company's growth is and how healthy your company's relationship with the customers are, simplistically. Some data points you'd like to know that we've seen across multiple surveys across the years of our existence as an organization is that retaining customers is much more important than acquiring new customers. You tend to spend 5x more to buy new customers. Like they're talking about the ad spend, they're talking about any kind of spend to acquire a customer is more, almost 5x. The second aspect, since all of you are into the e-commerce business, 9 out of 10 customers will not do a repeat purchase if they're dissatisfied. What you need to keep in mind is you have to ensure that the kind of service you're providing to your customer gets them to be happy and convinced. And that's when they tend to become loyal and tend to become more repeat customers, right? The third aspect, if you retain customers, we've seen that 60% are more profitable by just retaining 5% or more customers. So once you get your customer in, ensure that you keep them with you. Don't let them go, right? High NPS leads to a higher LTV, which is lifetime value of a customer. So the longer a customer stays with you, the more money you tend to make from that single customer, right? And the most important thing, word of mouth is free. So if William likes something, there's a high chance he's going to be telling his friends, his wife, and all those other contacts that look, you got to be looking at this particular company and this particular product. So keep that in mind. And it comes free of cost, right? Now, what are the factors that impact NPS, especially from an e-commerce perspective? If you look at it, you're looking at online shopping experience that's up until purchase. That's in your control. You decide the look and feel of your website. You decide what kind of categories I stock. You decide what is the flow of the particular website that I have. Is that convenient in terms of user experience perspective, right? Once you progress from there, the next angle that's important is the product quality expectation versus reality, in terms of what you promised, in terms of what you've sold, in terms of what finally reaches the customer. If there's a gap, there's a problem. The third aspect you need to keep in mind is delivery expectation. When you're in e-commerce, if you're calling out a particular date, you're saying, look, you ordered my particular product, this is going to reach you in another 3 days. If it reaches them in 5 days, there's a problem. If it reaches them in 10 days, there's a problem. There are times it reaches them in a day, that's a problem. Try to get as accurate as you can be, potentially, when it comes to your estimated delivery date in the e-commerce business. It's easier said than done, but there are people who can help you out to a certain extent. And the final aspect also that will impact NPS is post-delivery engagement versus reality. Customers may not be happy with what they've got at times, right? It's about how you engage with them in those scenarios. If they have to call up your call center 100 times over, or they have to shoot you an email 100 times over, that's leading to bad experience. So keep these 4 aspects in mind. This will impact how loyal your customers will come with you and how much they tend to become evangelists of your particular brand or your product with their close circles. I have just 10 minutes. I don't know when I'm going to stop, but I will stop at 10. But the important point, a lot of people covered this earlier as well, right? E-commerce in India is growing and growing at a rapid pace, right? In 2020, you're going to have 329 million people who are probably shopping on e-commerce. And each one of you out there are gunning for these guys to actually come onto your website and purchase, right? The second aspect, if you're looking at 1.2 million transactions on a daily basis, and it's only going to grow, right? And it's you guys. I mean, some of them are today probably are doing 10 transactions a day, 20 transactions a day. The bigger guys are doing a few lakh or a few million transactions a day. The idea is you're looking at getting a small piece of that business, right? So what's happening is the digital shoppers are growing, and so are the retailers. Everybody knows this. I mean, there are a bunch of guys, and there are a bunch of categories that can be sold online. Pretty much whatever you could think of is sold online today, right? With that, what's happening is there tends to be dissatisfaction as well, and there tends to be an expectation from a customer as well, right? In terms of what they expect when they're buying on e-commerce. What certain aspects that we found from a survey that we did globally last year was that actually it was this year's survey, that people want an easier online return solution. Today, a lot of people are focusing on getting the product sold, but what's important from the customer's perspective is also give him or her an option to be able to return back in an easier fashion, right? That will just improve the satisfaction levels that they have. Second aspect of it, the lack of visibility, because at the end of the day, if you look at the difference between brick and mortar and online is this. One of the big differences is that your online shopping is more delayed gratification. You go to a store, you buy a suit, you buy a shirt, you can wear it in the next half an hour. You buy the same thing online, you're looking at 2 days, 4 days, 6 days, 8 days before it reaches you based on which part of India you are. The long and short of it is the customer expects to be informed about where that particular product is. Because if you look at the psyche of the customer is someone who is human. Yeah. At the end of the day, we paid money, right? So I'm anxious about the money I've paid and where is my product. So the e-commerce players, you will realize that you are having truckloads of where is my order calls coming into your call center. And that's probably also a couple of points that Suranjan touched upon, especially with the last mile delivery and the issues with that. So keep in mind, try to be as transparent as you possibly can, because if you give them visibility, the anxiousness comes down, and thereby the satisfaction tends to go up, right? Yeah, they want an option to track their order anytime, and they want timely information about where their products are, right? So that being said, why are these problems happening? Purely because retailers have made it easy to buy online, right? Today, Smriti talked about buying mobile, and she said, I didn't know why you put that there. That 90% of people are buying online. Yes, that's a fact. And the issue is this. The post-purchase angle becomes a pain. They force the customers through a frustrating post-purchase experience. Purely, if someone wants to return, you have to call the call center, you have to send an email, or at times you don't even know where your orders are. So that could also be a journey that could potentially increase the loyalty that you build with your customer, right? The post-purchase journey, and that's the play that we are into. So the first angle is what you have in control. The second aspect is about product quality versus expectation, delivery versus expectation, and post-delivery engagement expectation versus reality is where certain people could potentially help you out, right? If you look at what customers want today, they want, I might be repeating myself here, but they look for clear expectations. So as a customer, if you're going onto a website as well, if you see what Amazon does to you, they say, look, Mr. X, if you place the order in the next half an hour, you're going to get this product in the next 24 hours. So they're setting you a clear expectation. And that, if you look at the customer psyche, that it makes you go ahead and make that purchase and not abandon that cart. So that's important. So as a brand who's getting into the e-commerce business, set your expectations with your customer. That will lead to better transaction and better conversions for you guys. The second aspect, earn trust, because 62% of the consumers consider brand trust to have great influence on their buying decisions. Inspire loyalty. Repeat customers tend to spend 15% more in every single order, and they tend to spend 120% more. So if you're looking at a wallet share of a customer, like say, probably you're in the fashion categories, a customer might end up buying 3 or 4 times from you in the year. But if they repeat and if you continue to get them to repeat, there's a higher potential of them buying more. And so maybe a four buys a year, you probably get 5 buys a year, 6 buys a year, based on how you manage to engage that customer, right? This is a repeat, so I'm just moving. So given these customer experience and expectations, how can retailers drive NPS, right? So look at it from this perspective. This is where I have to pitch in about my company, right? I had to, right? At the end of the day, Narvar was founded in 2012. We've been in existence in the US, and now we've been selling in India for the last 12 months. We're pretty much the pioneers in the post-purchase solution space. We've served 440 million customers in 38 countries in 55 different languages. And the kind of transactions we're doing right now, we power about 7 billion transactions annually, right? And yeah, we're one of the fastest growing innovative companies in 2019. So we try to build loyalty through seamless personalized experiences. I'm going to speed up here. this is the key platform angle that we have. So if you look at an e-commerce perspective, right, you need help in conversion. You need help once they're converted. You need help in ensuring that they're engaged appropriately. And once you engage them, once in case there are return kind of scenario or exchange kind of scenarios, you need to take care of your customer. This is the whole cycle that happens in any purchase, simplistically, if you're looking at e-commerce, right? And we can double that up with intelligence for you. So we have platforms in these three spaces. And yeah, at this point, just thought I'll throw some customers in terms of who work with us or we work with them. I've got a minute. Okay, I'm done. So we have a lot of customers. Along with me, there's Prerna as well. Prerna is right at the back. So if you have any questions around what Narvar can do, these are the three products that we have. If you want more information, we're right here. Reach out to us over lunch or through any of the AdYogi team folks. We'd be happy to engage with you. I'll take 30 seconds to say how we do it. When you're helping your customers, we turn them shoppers into customers. During the engage piece, we enable them to track. We notify them proactively. And in case of exceptions in NDR or COD kind of scenarios, we can help there as well. And we have a product for returns. And all of that is powered with intelligence, right? I'm sorry, but I had just 10 minutes, but we will catch up again during the networking or the lunch, right? Thank you so much for your time, guys.